Jason. I'm here for Daily Dose of Hope, and we're at a Daily Dose of Hope day 305. And it looks like there's something wrong with my microphone. Hold on. Okay, I think it's working. Maybe it's not working. Oh, it's working. Okay, maybe. We'll see. If it doesn't, I guess that's just fate, right? So nice to meet you. Nice to see you again. A Daily Dose of Hope is just that. Just I was something I was guided to do about a year ago um, to help us all stay in that middle lane, stay in that lane in between the yin and the yang, in between the two polarities, um, and being able to just see everything play out around us, but not being a part of that. And that whenever we do become a part of it, like for example, in my meditation today, I was reading some things that a while ago that they just stuck in my mind, and it just appeared in my mind, and I thought, oh my God, what am I supposed to do with this image? It's just like, it's just horrifying, terrifying, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. It's and so what I realized was that I was, it was part of my forgiveness practice. I have to let that go, because the natural inclination would be to go into judgment. And but what I learned looking in this scene was that I had to kind of step back, and I had to see the scene for what it was, even though it was terrifying, it was horrifying, it was the most horrible thing you could ever imagine. But I had to step back and question myself and see, where is it that I'm doing that to myself? Where is it that I'm not being true to myself? And so, yeah, what's the line from the Bible? Throwing the first stone. The exact quote I don't know, but so um, let he who's without sin throw the first stone. I think it was something of that nature. But similarly, when we're about to jump into judgment, and we just say, why does this exist on our planet? How can this exist? That you have to kind of take a step back and understand that those people who are doing this might not want to be in the situation that they're in. And most of them probably don't, but that's what they grew up with. That's what they learned. And that's what they think. Even though they think it might not be the best thing, they don't really know a way out. And how many places do we have that in our lives where we're doing things that we know might not be, this is probably not the best thing for society. Maybe this is paying my bills, maybe this is paying a mortgage, but I don't really agree with this, but I don't know a way out. So we're doing the same thing. So we can't, we can't really judge. I mean, and there is no level of these things. It's like, are you living in harmony with yourself or not, right? And so, and that really helped me today to get back on the path. That image was just like, what am I supposed to do with it? So yeah, I just wanted to share that and there, because it reminded me too, there is one of those people flying those planes that are making the fake clouds that make the fake weather. That this woman was interviewing this person, and one of the pilots, and he was like, hey, it's not my thing, I just work for the company, I just get paid, and the woman's like, but you have a family, right? And you're spraying this stuff in our sky right over our crops, and we were measuring the soil, and there's all of these things in the soil, and don't you think there's something wrong with that? And he's like, I don't know, it's not my thing, just talk to the guys upstairs, I just do my job, right? And that's the point. Like, that's where that's where we have to shift our society. It's like, no, we can't just do our job anymore, right? We have to realize, like, it's our responsibility. Maybe the people above us will say all kinds of things, but if we decide that, no, we're just going to follow what's right for our heart, then, and if we did that all throughout society, that would be the change, that would be the paradigm shift. That no, we want to follow our hearts. We want to do what, to the best of our knowledge, to the best of our information, what is right for us and for the rest of the world. And I thought that was, yeah, very similar. So during the Corona time, there were a lot of things that happened similarly, and I think it just helped us to realize that. So anyway, I wanted to share that. By the way, yeah, I'm trying to grow a beard. I try to grow a beard every year, and I always give up like within a few days, but I'm trying like maybe one more week, because it never looks right. But I'm just thinking, At one point, it will. So forgive the weird facial growth. Um, so the next thing I wanted to share was just a bit of an affirmation for me. I was reading. Uh, Maybe some of you are familiar with it. It just depends on the pathway that you're going down. But Savali, Svali, she is a woman, a survivor, and she's written a lot. She wrote her blog for a long time. She's still writing it. And she just published a new book based on a lot of the stuff that she wrote in her blog. And I just finished reading it. Um, and she was talking about in the story that she was running away from these people that were after her. And she would go into a new city, and she would say to her partner at the time, like, there's something dark about this place. I don't like this place. There's something dark about it. And that's the phrase, just that. Because that was the affirmation for me as well. Because I know when I, for example, around my town or around, whenever I travel, you can tell, like, oh, this place feels really light. There's something really good about this place, or this place, whoa, I don't want to be in this place anymore. It just zaps your energy. And it was just a good confirmation for me. That's just like, yeah, we can feel those things. We're humans, right? We know if something's good or not good. And so and it reminds me of my town. So this area that I live in right here is kind of cleared up a lot. There's not a lot of negative energy around here. There was a bit when I first got here, but it's cleared out a lot more. But then whenever I travel a little bit west of here, the energy just drops, and it's just like, oh my god, what is this place? And it's not that I walk like 5 minutes west, and it's like different world energetically, whole different dimension. And then the further I go, the more I'm just like, oh, this place is just like, ugh, it's just so just depressing and dreary. And it's not, I mean, of course it's the architecture, but it's not just that. There's just something in the air. There's something there. I don't know what it is. Like, because the buildings they look relatively the same. It's not like a big drastic difference. But there's just this heaviness and this darkness. And you go into that strange mountain that I was talking about before, where it's like there are these people that live there that are, I think they're off the grid, not in the sense that they've been off the grid since they've been there, maybe thousands of years ago. It's like there's something there, um, but these kind of things are very interesting to me, and I think for a lot of us, as we come more and more online, these things will become a lot more real for us. We'll start to realize that. So yeah, I wanted to share that, and that one of the things we can do as light workers is bring the light into those situations. So that mountain also was the thing that reminded me of this image that I had. So yeah. Kathleen, hey, welcome, welcome. So yeah, so I'm just gonna go into a chatting, and I think that was all I had to say. Yep, just going to go into a channeling. Here we go. And I'm going to ask, how about this? I'm going to ask, do they have any advice about when you go into those types of places? Like, I always find my workplaces are like that. And then just like, oh man, but you have to work, you're working there. So you just have to clear it, basically. That's so it is truly your workplace as a light worker. So, but anyway, let's ask, what do we do when we find ourselves in those situations? How do we, bring the light up? Especially because there's been times for me, I know, like I thought I was like, yeah, I'm the light worker, hoo hoo, and I went into some really dark places, and I was like, nope, I can't do anything here. This is like too much. It's just like overwhelming, and so so yeah, we're all at different places, I guess. So I'm going to go into channeling and ask that. Okay, here we go. Greetings. We are that one that you know of as Yeshua. We find this being to be silly at times with his interactions. Uh, that what he is doing is a very, very complicated, complex we won't say advanced, but it is a very complex thing of bringing light to the darkness. And we appreciate that he looks at it in this way, with humor. We appreciate that. Many of you tend to see the dark, and it brings the dark into your heart. And what we would say for all of you is that the light that is in your heart, is so much more powerful than any of the darkness, because all you need to do is shine this light out, and the darkness will disappear. Because that is what darkness is. It is just an absence of light. And you are the light. And so you are bringing your light into these situations. And so if we were asked, what should one do if you find yourself in this situation, in a place where there is darkness? Well, what we would say is first to ask and to listen to what the stories are. Listen to the wind. Listen to what your senses are picking up. Close your eyes and feel the energy around you. So it is very important to listen. This relationship, when you do this, this is not a war. And this is something that we would like you all to know. It is very important that if you see this as a war, then there will be a winner and there will be a loser, and the paradigm will not shift, because you will continue to remain within the third dimension with the winner and the losers and the choices. The only choice that you can make is the choice of love. And that is the relationship. So when you get into this situation, we would say, listen with your heart, and understand that the dark is filled with pain and sadness. Imagine a saddened, pained child. That is what the darkness is, and it is lashing out. Now, if you saw that child, what would you do? Would you go to war with that child? Or would you try to understand the story behind that child? Where did that child come from? How did that child end up in the way that it is at this moment? And that is what we would say to you. And this is not to say that you accept what the child is doing. You accept all of the darkness. No, 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 no. This is not about acceptance. This is about understanding the story behind the darkness. Understand that all of these dark places have stories, and they have a story that you would understand if you were able to watch it as a movie. You would see how everything plays out, and you would see that it is all love. You are all love. And so that is the first step, is to understand that. And then the next step is to contact your guidance, to contact your guides, and see if this is your place to clear. You have to understand that all of you have different missions that you're on. Maybe your mission wasn't even to go into this place. Maybe your mission was to walk by it, and you stumbled into it. And then we would say, in that step, ask your guidance. If your guidance says, yes, please bring clearance to this place, we will help you, then bring clearance to that place. But if your guidance says, get the hell away from there, then get the hell away from there. This is what we would tell you, that it is very important to listen to your guidance. Listening and creating relationships is very, very important. Cool. All right. That's good. He was on fire. So let's see. Great timing. Just stopped driving. Kathy, you're driving quite a lot these days. Sorry, I'm just kidding. You say, the light in my heart is so much more powerful. Yeah. The choice of love. This is beautiful. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, exactly. That's a really good idea. Yeah. I have been in those places where it's just like, they're like, run, get the hell out of there. Okay. Oh, man. Yeah. I used to go, like in Japan, there's a lot of shrines, as you probably all know. There are many, many shrines, more shrines and temples than any place in the world per capita. And people in Japan often say that we're not a religious country. And I often get into like debates about them. Like, what are you talking about? This is so religious. And they're like, no, that's not religion. Anyway, that's a separate story. I won't get into it. But so I used to go to many different shrines all over the place, because I love the energy, because it was a very different energy, and you could experience many different things. And so, but yeah, I remember I went into this one shrine, and I was talking to you say the goddess of the shrine, or just the person that was the being that was living in the it was enshrined, and it was konohana saku konohana saku no I can't even pronounce it. Konohana saku konohana no saku hime, something like that. It's a really long one. And she was, devastatingly beautiful. And she just like she came out, and she was huge, like not huge, but like gigantic, just like filled the whole building. I thought, wow, and then what she told me was just like, what, wait, who you're, whoa, I don't, whoa, this is not good, I gotta get out of here. And then my guides kind of like afterwards were like, what were you doing there? Why don't you listen to us? Don't go into those places. It's like, all right, all right. I'm just curious. So, let's see. Hey, Sonia, welcome, welcome. And yeah, so, and then I'm just gonna go into. Oh, I gotta get going soon. I'm gonna go into a quick pocket of peace. And oh, before I do, I want to share. This is something that I've been getting into recently. This is called OQ. It's Max Sebastian, and this is something I got on Amazon. I'm sure in every country they have different ones, but this is just the one I found. And so Max Sebastian, you guys are probably familiar with, but it's just a heating. You use what is that called? Mugwort. So it's mugwort. It's like a little incense mugwort thing, and on the bottom they have this thing. Uh, well, it's a sticker. And you pull it off, and then you find the different acupuncture point, and you just kind of put it on that point, and it gets, oh, we got to light it first, and then it just warms up that point. It's the same as acupuncture kind of feeling, similar, I would imagine. So recently, I go to the acupuncturist a lot, and I noticed that they always put the moxibustion on the same place. So I'm like, I'm gonna just do it at home, and it works pretty well. It's a very interesting thing. So then let's go into a pocket of peace for February. Where are we at? February 7th. Wow, 2025. All right, so let's go into a pocket of peace. And a pocket of peace is just a guided meditation. And let's do this pocket of peace today for, yeah, for all those places that are where the energy is kind of low, and maybe it's our workplaces. And so we're just going to send out the energy. Um, So I'd like you to imagine that you're surrounded by the mist of unconditional love that comes into your room like this golden mist. It just surrounds you in this golden ball, and it's just so wonderful. This gold color reminds you of times maybe you haven't even experienced in this lifetime, but when people talk about the golden times, the good old times, this is what it is. It's a time where everything was simpler and easier and better, and everyone was living in peace. It's just this peaceful energy, and it just feels wonderful, and you're surrounded by it, and your whole room starts to be surrounded by it, and your heart is ablaze with this energy, and that energy just fills your whole body. And then just let that energy expand out into your room, so that the windows and the ceilings and the trees, well, you don't, maybe if you don't have any trees in your room, I know I have a few, but so everything in your room is just surrounded by this love, and you're just surrounded by love, 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 and it's so powerful, and it's unconditional. It is your birthright. This is your love. This is what you're made of, and this is what you make. This is what you do all throughout your life, all throughout the day. You're just making love. You're just making love, because that's what you are, and that's what you make. Everything that you do is love. Every action that you take is love. Picking up that pencil, picking up that coffee mug, it's all love. You are love. You are love that you do, and you're starting to feel that energy. You're starting to feel what it feels like to be love. I am love. And you're sending that energy out now. You're broadcasting it out into the mass consciousness because you realize everyone's got to hear it. Everyone's got to know this. This is the story that we are creating. We're making love. And so it just goes out and it expands because love just wants to expand. It's so curious and it wants to find everything and love everything and love everyone. And it just expands out throughout your window, and it goes down through all of the subways and all of the highways, all the byways, all the riverways, all the ocean waves, and everywhere is just covered with love now. And the whole mass consciousness is filled with this love that we're just sending out from our hearts because it is what we are. And because it's what we are, it is true. And because it is the truth, it travels the fastest throughout the universe because it is the only truth. And so it is the highest speed. It travels travels everywhere instantaneously around this whole planet. Now everyone's stopping what they're doing. Maybe they're asleep, maybe they're deep in dreams, but they're feeling it. They're saying, I don't know what this is, but it feels really good. Wow, I just feel really good now. I feel like everything's going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. This world's going to be okay. I've got this thing. I've got this thing. None of these things are ever going to get me down anymore because you know what? They're so small now. Look how big I've become. I'm so much larger than all of those tiny little problems. I'm love. And these problems, maybe I want to just smash them and step on them. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to gingerly thank them for being there and walk over them and go on with the rest of my day because that's where I'm at. I'm in love. I am in love. And you can see everywhere, everyone around you, you'll see them. They're starting to kind of stop and say, what happened? I don't know what's going on, but wow, I feel really good. And you look in their eyes and you see it looks as if they've woken from a deep sleep and they just look so well rested. And they're just like, I've got this. We've got this thing. And we've all got this thing. We do have this thing. Now, then stories of fear, all stories of anger are changed into love stories like that, like that, like that. And these are not romantic love stories. These are stories of deep, deep love. And maybe on the surface they look romantic, and that's good too. But these are stories of deep love, all stories of love. And this love is going down into the underground as well. All of the deep down tunnels are filled with love. That's what they are now. All of these radio waves, all of these fake clouds, they're filled with love. They are pumping those clouds with love. And so when it rains, when it snows, we're just feeling the love. We have shifted the entire story. We've shifted the entire paradigm. That's how easy it is. All right. Whew. All right, guys. So hope you guys are hopeful. That was a pocket of peace. I haven't done one of those in a while. Wow, it feels good. So yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks, Kathy. Yeah, sorry, it's a busy time for everyone. Yeah, I no worries. Kathleen and Kathy and Katie and Kathy and Sonia, and yeah, thanks everyone for joining in and everyone else watching. I hope you guys are hopeful, and hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow. So ciao for now.